How do I pick new products to sell on Amazon? Okay, so this is a really, really critical question to think about. So it depends if I'm going to assume that you already have a product that you can sell, or that you're already selling, right? And so maybe you're talking about what should be my next product to sell. Okay. So for your next product to sell, I want you to think from the point of, well, who is your current ideal customer that's already buying from you, right? Hopefully you have one or two bestsellers already. And I want you to think, what is that customer, what pain points are you solving for them? Why did they buy from you? And then what other pain points do they have? And so it's kind of just as simple as thinking about what else would they want to purchase and what would fit under your brand. So ideally you keep it under the same brand and you build out a portfolio of SKUs that serves ideally the same target customer. So that's going to be my best advice. And so one place to do this is simply go onto Amazon, onto your current product pages, and you'll see lots of related products where it says customers frequently buy this product with this. So if you sell, a charcoal toothbrush, it might say frequently bought with Crest toothpaste or charcoal toothpaste. So maybe you want to get into the toothpaste space, right? Um, so that's like a really simple place to start. Another great place to start is simply to actually have a conversation with your customers and ask them. So you can actually, if you have their emails, if you have an email list, send them a little survey and ask them, what other products they'd like to see, what other pain points are they having. And then another thing is just to go look at your competitors and see, competitors that sell the same product as you, what other products do they have in their product line? That might give you some ideas, right? And then I want to back it up a step for the question for the people that maybe are just trying to choose their first ever product to sell and they are trying to decide which product should I start with. So if you're starting from scratch and you don't have a brand and you don't have any customers yet, this is like a really much larger question, but I'll try to just quickly give my 2 cents, which would be, don't just pick a product to sell just simply because you see dollar signs attached to it. When I launched my first ever product, I kind of embarrassingly, it's not the most fun thing for me to share, but I chose puppy training pee pads as my first ever product. Okay, now that product is like something that I'm still like self conscious to even share that with people because it's just not the coolest product, right? It's not super sexy. It's not something I'm into. I don't even have a dog, and so it's kind of crazy that I picked that. But I picked that just because I saw, the profit margin was there and it met these criteria, and so I went with it. But then 3 years later, I'm still in the dog space, and luckily I was able to turn it into a profitable, successful company that I was able to sell. But the reason I sold it is because I didn't enjoy it. I didn't love that niche, and so to be honest, I would really try to recommend that you choose a brand that you're going to enjoy, like spending lots of your time over the next few years at a minimum. Like really think long term about that. Like don't just launch. I also like got into the baby product niche. I don't have a baby, and I don't know how to connect to a lot of the customers. It was largely like female mom audience, and I had nothing, no connections with them, and so it made it tough. And I would say, if you're super into the fitness space, maybe get into fitness accessories, right? If you're super into the health space, maybe get into the supplement space or get into the food space, right? Pick something that you are interested in and passionate about, and then you can build a brand around that, right? And because at the end of the day, you're going to really need to dive into these communities. You're going to have to help become part of these communities. You might be going to CrossFit events or sporting goods events, around the country eventually, or going to trade shows and spending your valuable time. And so I would really, really recommend that you choose something that you're going to enjoy and are actually passionate about and can connect with those customers, right? So those would be kind of my 2 cents. And then one other thing that comes to mind is when you choose your first product, I want you to also have in mind what are the second, third, fourth, and maybe even fifth products that you may want to launch eventually. That doesn't mean that you need to launch all five from day one, but what I would recommend is that you make sure you're getting into a market where that you have the possibility to come out with complementary products that you can sell to the same customer, something you can build a brand and a product line around. Because if you are just selling some random one-off product, it's going to be really hard to build that into a really large brand and business. So those would be my pieces of advice on that question. You're selling on Amazon, we're posting the latest updates and latest strategies that are working today. So don't forget to subscribe.